Okay, I'm going to move on to segmentation, targeting, and positioning, something called STP. Talk about segmentation. What is it? If you haven't come across Michael Porter yet, you will, because Michael Porter is like one of the management gurus from the Harvard Business School. Much seminal research that informs a lot of what we do in business today. One of his early works was suggesting that there are only three generic strategies. There's only three possible strategies. One is you can be the low-cost producer. Two, you can differentiate your product. And three, you can focus, and in my opinion, focus and differentiation are the same thing. But the idea is that there's only room for one low-cost producer in any industry, right? And the low-cost producer generally gets economies of scale and generally has the ability to set the lowest price. Most of you will not be working for the low-cost producer. Most of you will be working for businesses that in order to compete either have to differentiate or focus in on a specific segment. That's sometimes called niche marketing. And the point is that when you differentiate the product, that's going to add to costs. So if you're not the low-cost producer, you have to understand that your product is going to be more expensive because differentiation costs money. And you need to make sure that the way that you're differentiating adds value to customers. And if you do that, you can be successful. So not to be different just to be different, but to be different in ways that some customers will prefer your product over the low-cost alternative. And this gets into what I call the mass market paradox. Is we talk about mass marketing and everybody is unique. Would you agree that no two people are the same? So how do we reconcile those two? And there's a concept that actually came out of the psychic debunking, psychic phenomenon debunking. It's called the law of truly large numbers. And what the law of truly large numbers states is that if there's a large enough group of people, anything can happen. So if there's a 1 in a million chance of something happening, and you're talking about 1 billion people, it's going to happen 1,000 times. You know, even though it's a 1 in a million chance, you know, it's going to happen. And the way that works with marketing is you don't have to please everybody to be successful. You just have to find enough people who find the benefit in your product to make your business viable. And the larger the population that you start with, the more likely that you will find subsets of that population who see the value in what you're doing. And this is what differentiation comes in, identifying those subsets of the larger population that would have value in a differentiated product that I am producing.